is a map actually I really like.
Yes, Circuit Breaker.
It's actually got some really nice design to it. We'll talk about the design and the nuances in a moment. Let me just set up the overlay first, though. There we go. Tied up now 2-2. We are in the grand finals, and this is as finals as it gets, guys. Ace match, match number 5. Game point, however you want to refer to it, spawning in the top right corner of the map, fighting for his life and the tournament championship. It's going to be the Pink Zerg player, Deathblood.
And in the top left corner, spawning as the blue Protoss player, it is fan favorite rsvp, who has to prove that he actually still is the fan favorite. Man, Deathblood has been very impressive, to say the least.
Deathblood's been on fire, but the thing about Deathblood, this is me taking a step back from casting, giving more of my opinion as a fan, is Deathblood is doing the same thing every game. And it's like win or lose, right? Flip a coin, I either bully him or he bullies me. RCP is making a lot of cool tactical moves, like sneaking out a Dark Templar, trying to circumvent his opponent, building extra cannons to survive a little bit longer. Like, I wouldn't say I necessarily respect him more than Deathblood, but I like the way he's playing this better, because it feels like he's actually playing more to the game and what's happening, whereas Deathblood's like, okay, this is a strategy that's worked in the past, I'm just going to do it again and again and again and again.
It's true. I think RSVP is definitely the more experienced player when it comes to a tournament situation as well, and Deathblood probably doesn't have that many different builds up his sleeve. He probably is not as seasoned as a player and relies more on the same build to get him up and going. That's, of course, completely natural for newer players to perfect one build at a time and don't have too many things to rely on.
Last game was like a perfect example why I see problems for Deathblood if he doesn't start learning to adapt better, because as soon as he got broken, it felt like he just kind of fell apart. Like, okay, I lost my Mutalisk, now what do I do? What do I do? I've got no Hydralisks. Oh, and now I'm dead. Right? And whereas RSVP, he was in that same situation with the Zealots every single game, but he's never been in that same, like, okay, I'm screwed scenario. So what I'm hoping for Deathblood is if he does go for the Hydralisk opener again, mixed with Lings and transitions into Mutalisks, he's prepared for the counterattack if he can't win the game. Like, whether it's having Spine Callers down for defense, whether it's a Spore Caller for detection against the DT, or hell, whether it's Lurkers, he's got to move past that same sort of tech that he's been displaying every single game.
Yeah, learning from your mistakes is definitely important here in this game, and that's something we really hope to see. Sorry, I just have to do this. If you go to RSVP's base and you see all the white tiles that are just all over the base, that's actually a custom texture. So I just want to point that out because I just love mapping. So
that's cool. No, I really like all the Starbow maps. It's not even just about the textures too. The designs, I really like it. I've been friends with a couple of the map makers, like etc., and some of the other guys like who made Yansu, but I mean, it's. I really feel like people really undervalue just how difficult it is to make a good-looking map combined with like a balanced map. So I really have been enjoying a lot of the Starbow textures and stuff, but looks like we're gonna have a proxy maybe? No, it's just checking on the third. Damn, I got excited.
And this is also, Circuit Breaker was of course a Brood War map as well, and it's one of the reasons we specifically chose to port this map is that it is statistically the most balanced Brood War map ever made. So hopefully we were hoping it would carry over to Starbow in terms of balance. It's of course going to be a little bit different because we have Reapers, Blinkstalkers, and a whole different set of units here that needs to be adjusted as well. But it's a good basis to build off of, I feel.
Yeah, the thing about Starbow too that I like is like you've got this different like whole selection of units. You're not limited to the same things you are in StarCraft, and I mean. Marines, or sorry, no, because we were specifically talking about like Marauders and Banelings are so different now than they are what you're used to seeing, and they fill much different roles in Starbow than StarCraft. But are these things going to try and catch the Zealot? A little bit tentative. Okay, it falls back towards the cannon. But there's that metabolic boost, and there's the Hydralisk down on the way. So Deathblood doing, quite frankly, the same expected move. I'll tell you what, Zekius, if he puts a Nidus Worm down, I'm gonna like dig $50 out of my pocket and give it to him. Like, if he were to change it up that drastically, is what I'm saying. Because I think A, it would probably work, but B, it would be really cool to see.
Now, if he actually gets a Nidus Worm up, I think he's stream sniping.
That's not a legitimate offer either, guys. I don't have $50 to give away. I'm just saying.
Nice recalls out. I don't know if it was worth it though. That's 50 energy for one Zealot, but maybe.
Well, it saves you the chrono boost of making a new Zealot, I guess, too, right? So, I mean.
True. So we do have the same. Does RSVP know about this? No, he doesn't. But he's gonna get a probe in. Oh no! Well, he's gonna see the Hydras anyway, though.
Now he knows what to push out, because you don't just make 3 Hydras defensively. Coming across the map, this one Zealot, unfortunately, gonna get caught by these Lings. More cannons going down, but I'm wondering if this might be too late. I mean, 2 cannons is going to be okay for a little bit, but as we see 4, can be a little bit closer to the necessary amount.
Here's the big question, Rifkin. Is he gonna get his +1 up?
The Forge is actually more exposed this time, I'd say, than any other matchup, because the Hydralisk can come in from the top right angle and be completely safe. So I think if Deathblood does it right, he'll be able to cancel +1. But I really just, I very strongly don't think it's +1 that's been winning rsvp the games. It's the counterattacks and like catching his opponent off guard. So even if he loses this +1, I wouldn't say that necessarily ends the game for him.
Well, I definitely agree with that, but the +1 is the story here, so we need to follow that.
Oh, okay, then yes. Well, it's gonna be close. We'll see if our finishes. Oh, no.
Definitely, there we go. The important hype of the +1. Oh, rsvp moving out with 2 Zealots. He does not want to do that, but he wants to see how many Hydras are out there, so that's definitely important, because you can't fake the Hydra pressure.
I like this, though. He soaks the hits with the Zealots, and now the Cannon's going to work on the Hydralisk. Chrono boosting a couple of them to attack a little bit faster, but probes have already been pulled into this. He needs to make sure the Zerglings don't get into his base. A nice move there out of rsvp, but he's not out of the water yet, and he's still in a lot of trouble.
Wow, I was surprised how much damage that did. Deathblood, I felt he was doing the wrong move there, just moving straight into the cannons, but he actually did get a lot of damage out, and now it's very exposed there. He might get the +1 upgrade as well.
A couple cannons going to try their best, but he's losing them quickly, and there's not enough Zealots behind this. I mean, the charge is done, and that's great. He actually holds the Hydralisk in with the probes, but there's no damage for this. One cannon doing what it can, but it goes down very quickly. This is probably going to be game right here.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. He was countering so well, and there we have it. GG. Deathblood is your Starbow Ladder